the franchise space it's overall pretty fragmented in terms of marketing. And what I mean by that is you have maybe some franchisors that have specific digital marketing vendors that they require the franchisees to use, or even the franchisors have the contract and then the franchisees are paying back the franchisor for, that agency to just execute on their behalf. Then you have some franchisors where they just let the franchisees do their thing. Maybe they have the ad creatives that are maybe already prepped and standardized, but it's, hey, you can go hire whoever you want. And then you have other franchisors where they're just like, you can kind of do whatever you want, but we have to approve it. And so I guess, what are you seeing in the franchise space, with some of your clients, and, how can the everyday franchisee who may not have the liberty to be as flexible in what they do as a standard business owner, how can they capitalize?
So you're right, it is fragmented right now. And for me, that's a huge issue and a competitive advantage for the people who are doing it right. In my opinion, you really need to attach national strategies to local. So you're taking that overarching national thing that made, this franchise successful in the first place, the branding, the digital marketing, all of these great things, and then bringing it down to the local level, and then ensuring that you have quality standards. Because when you do that, then you're able to take the power of all the different locations as well as national, match it all together, and have a much, much more successful program. So I would encourage people to do that. I really see people fail quite a bit when they try to hire some individual, freelance digital marketing expert who, hey, I've been there in the past, before I started this business. So I fully support people, trying to get clients and things like that. But in the context of a national to local franchise that has, tens or hundreds or thousands of locations, in my opinion, that's completely the wrong way to approach it, because, you'll have somebody doing strategies that actually could end up hurting the overall organization. Things are looking off brand on social media. They're not doing SEO the right way. They're running the only type of paid media that they know how to run, which really doesn't bring you in qualified leads. So there's really a right way to do this, a systematic way to do it. And that involves setting up tracking that goes all the way down to the final sale. That involves setting up data visualization so that everybody can see where all the customers are coming in from. And that involves setting up a cost per customer for each of the digital marketing channels, and then setting up a framework so that you can scale that when the individual location needs business. And then the final thing is, really for any franchise, you need to have a list of every single one of them. And then you need to know the ones that are in the green that are crushing it and the ones that are in the red that are not doing well. And I believe it is the responsibility of the franchisor to make sure that these franchisees have the tools that they need so that they can have enough customers coming in. And if you've got a sheet of 100 franchisees and that you've got 20 that are in the red, it's very easy for somebody like me to work with a franchisor and say, we need to run more digital to these people, get more customers coming in so that we can have a much happier overall organization. So that's the way that we approach it. And I will say it's different for every different stage of a franchise. When you're just getting started, you're figuring things out. And in the context that I'm talking about here, it's generally more mature franchises that have been around for a while. And they realize that they get to this point where they really want to have everything working together really well for the organization.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's interesting. I definitely agree. I think that some of the franchisors that are doing the best now are starting to take over more and more, not take over, but support the franchisees in more and more. Some of them are centralizing call centers now for those leads that come in, so that the franchisees then just pay a percentage of sales or a flat monthly fee. They don't have to train those call center employees. There's a duplicatable and systematic process that occurs. And I definitely think what you're saying is true, that if the franchisors handled lead generation and those things at the franchisor level, it would make it easier for the franchisees. If you enjoyed this short clip from the podcast, you can check out another short clip right here. Or if you want to watch the full episode of this podcast, you can watch that here. And remember, knowledge is not power. It's applied knowledge that's power. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.